there is this thing that has been happening. I've been seeing on social media this week, and I and one of the podcasters that I know, I think she changed her podcast name recently. It used to be Equality, Equity, and something conversation, but I think she has changed it to Cadessa Podcast. Yeah. By the way, shout out to all the podcasters all over the world. September 30th was International Podcast Day, and Cadessa did a newsletter where she featured a couple of podcasters across the globe. You can check her out on Instagram, Cadessa Podcast. We even had to talk about it a bit. I think there is a sort of solidarity for Black women all over the world. And I feel a type of a way about it, right? And before you guys call me a pessimist or something, it is good, it is very good that white men and men all over the world or women all over the world are standing with Black women and saying, oh, Black magic, oh, Black women should be allowed to do this and that, oh, leave Black women alone. And it's all good, right? When you look at it, it's all very good. But I think about it sometimes, and I think when people lend their voices to support Black women, Black businesses, Black women issues, I ask myself, is this a thing of let's support these people online so that people can support us or think we are for these people? Or is it a thing of I actually believe that Black women are being targeted for certain things like, oh, Black women are always angry, oh, Black women are this of the society, Black women are da 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 da. Stuff like feminism, stuff like Black women, I think it plays differently for Black women in Africa and Black women in the Western world. I fear that the feminism that we practice, when we say that women supporting women, all the women all over the world that won, we should all champion or cheer causes that would be for women. I think in the feminism itself, there is still a race issue. A race issue of, I don't think this thing is good enough for Black women. I know that there is still an in group in the in group. So when men come out and say they support Black women, especially when white men say it, in my head I think I don't think you mean this thing. I think you say it so that people would think your online family would think you support Black women. But I think at the core of it, even Black men don't even support Black women, which again is taking me to the thing that happened with Shits and Gigs podcast. If you don't know what that is, I don't know what I'm going to do. But they were on a show where they sort of threw Black women under the bus and they were laughing and blah, 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 blah. When they came to apologize, they didn't think anything was wrong with that. And when they came to apologize, the apology was very flimsy and it made a lot of Black women very angry. And, a lot of people came out to say so many things. And again, I think sometimes when people mention Black women, there is still Black women in Black women. There is still the class issue in Black women. There is still the Black women in the Western world and Black women in Africa. Then when you talk about feminism, there is still an in group in the feminism. So there are causes that I don't think that white women think is okay to support because it only favors women of color. So there is an in group in the in group of Black women or women causes or women issue. And sometimes I just think, why the fuck are you guys lying? Right? When you say, oh, feminism is about one women movement, I still think there is feminism inside feminism that is only for women of color. Then there's feminism that's, no matter what it is, at the very core of it, white women are still going to think themselves superior to Black women. The feminism that ensures, that encompasses all women all over the world is not being practiced.